to once again enjoy those exciting times with everyone all around the world. Splatoon 2 Splatoon 2.
Hey guys, Storm128 here today, bringing you part 2 of my Nintendo Switch Thoughts and Impressions video. This video is going to be a continuation of part 1, so if you have not watched part 1 already, I would recommend going back and doing that. However, if you really don't want to watch part 1, you can watch part 2, and I mean, you'll lose a little bit of context, but it's not going to hurt you in the long run. Alright, I'm not going to ramble for too long, so let's go ahead and do this. Here we go! So after that, I actually got the chance to play Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in handheld mode. So I owned a Wii U, but I actually never got a chance to own the original Mario Kart 8. So I'm actually glad that I didn't, because Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, for those of you that don't know, comes with all the DLC and content from the original game, as well as a souped up battle mode. So they revamped battle mode from the original Wii U release and fixed it for the Switch release. And I'm glad I held off, because now I'm going to get to buy the game and get all the content included. So, yeah, I feel bad for people that bought DLC in the Wii U version and really want the Switch version. I'm sorry, because that basically means you're going to have to double dip. And I have to say, on the Switch's handheld screen, this game looks gorgeous. Like, holy cow. The colors are extremely vibrant. The graphics were just very beautiful. It was full 60 FPS, never dropped, never skipped a beat. It was amazing. And I am very, very excited for this title, because one of my favorite Mario Kart titles is actually Mario Kart DS, and what I loved about it was kind of a Mario Kart you could take with you on the go. And because of the download play feature, you could casually kind of, if somebody else had a DS, be like, hey, you know, do you want to play a few races with me? The amount of times I've used download play on Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart DS, my bad. But the amount of times I've used download play on Mario Kart DS is insane. I have used it so many times, so many different situations, whether I'm with relatives, at school, parties. It was just so useful. So I'm really hoping that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe brings that feeling back. I would love to get back into the whole just have a pickup game, pickup race. I want that back. I want that feeling back so bad. So I'm really hoping Mario Kart 8 Deluxe kind of delivers on that, and I am really excited to play it. And regarding the Switch itself, playing in handheld mode was awesome. It felt cool. It didn't feel big or clunky. I was actually worried that the Switch would be a little bit large, but when I was holding it, it felt like a decent handheld. It felt like a small enough size where I wouldn't think it was too big to be a handheld, but at the same time, it wasn't so small that it was like uncomfortable or cramped. It was like, in my opinion, a pretty decent size. The only issue is, like, you know, it's not a DS, it's not going to fit in your pocket. So you're definitely, if you're going to be taking it places, you might maybe want a protective pouch or a bag to put it in or something. But yeah, it did feel good to hold, decent size, and I do think I'll be playing in handheld mode quite a bit, because I am actually a very big handheld gamer. I do play handheld games quite often. I have a 3DS with a particularly stacked library, and I play it very often. So yeah, I do see myself playing the Switch in handheld mode quite a bit, and I do see myself playing Mario Kart 8 Deluxe in handheld mode quite a lot as well. So after that, I got the chance to meet a man by the name of Jarrell, who was from OverClocked Remix of all places. So for those of you who don't know, I'll go ahead and give a basic rundown. OverClocked Remix is a group dedicated to bringing musical artists together to make remixes of popular video game music for the masses, and they've even contributed some official projects. For example, they worked on the soundtrack for Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo HD Remix. I have been a fan of OverClocked Remix for a few years now. I really love the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff they do. They make fantastic Sonic the Hedgehog remixes. My favorite project they have done is the Temporal Duality album. And what the Temporal Duality album is it's a fan album where artists got together and remixed music from Sonic CD, which is actually my favorite classic Sonic game. So my two favorite tracks on that album are probably Under Totalito by Andy Tunstall, and it is a remix of, I believe, titled Tempest Zone, and Crystal Duration by Funk Fiction, which is a remix of The Special Stage and Metallic Madness put together. Another interesting thing about Andy Tunstall and Funk Fiction are that they also both contributed to the soundtracks for Sonic the Hedgehog before the sequel and Sonic the Hedgehog after the sequel, which are two very popular Sonic the Hedgehog fan games. So yeah, like I was saying before, look them up. Really talented guys, fantastic music. Look up OverClocked Remix, really amazing. I promise you, you will find some awesome stuff there. And I had a great time meeting Jarrell. I had a great time talking to him. It was really awesome. Just go show OverClocked Remix some love. They really deserve it. They're some awesome guys. Trust me, you will like what you find. So after I got through with Mario Kart, I got the chance to go and play ARMS, which is of course Nintendo's new IP that is a motion control based fighting game where you play as boxers that have extendable arms. So a lot of people thought this game looked really interesting when it came out. I thought it looked interesting too, but I also thought it looked like a lot of fun, so I was excited to actually get the chance to play it. Now I will say that the character models in the game looked kind of off. I don't think that was the game itself. Like I said earlier, I'm really sure there was something wrong with the TVs at the event, because I do remember going to one of the stations and the color on one game was completely off, so I think it might have been the TVs that contributed to that. But yes, I did get to play ARMS, and one of the other issues I had, and this was a Switch related issue which has me slightly worried, when I was playing the game and I was given my Joy-Cons, of course to move your character in ARMS you tilt the Joy-Cons to move, and I was tilting the Joy-Cons and my character wasn't moving. So I talked to the attendant at the station and he tried to help me by showing me how to move the Joy-Cons, and he even like took them and moved them a bit for me, and my character would not move. So what I'm guessing is there was something either wrong with the connection between the Joy-Cons and the Switch that I was playing on, or there was something wrong with the Joy-Cons themselves, and considering how expensive it is to buy a new pair of Joy-Cons, that did slightly worry me, because that does show that the internals could possibly get messed up. But like I said earlier in the video, all these games are demos. Maybe with something wrong with the software and they're going to tweak it and fix it before release. Other than that, the game was fun, despite the fact that I couldn't move my character around. I did manage to win one match, which I find kind of funny, but I got to play as two characters. I got to play as Spring Man and Ribbon Girl, and I won the match with Spring Man, I lost the match with Ribbon Girl. And it was really fun actually. Being able to change the different gloves that your boxer uses had a definite impact on the battle. I think when I was playing as Spring Man, I would use one normal boxing glove and then another boxing glove that shot off three smaller shots from the knuckles. So when you fired it, you were really hitting your opponent 3 times in like quick succession. So what you could do is you could fire the right fist, it would fire the 3 shots, which would make your opponent stagger. Then you could fire the left fist and hit him in the face while they were staggering. And so I guess in a way you could consider that comboing. I don't know if that'd be considered comboing, but ARMS is a fighting game, so I guess, yeah, that would be a combo. Grabbing felt great. I was able to jump, and you can move around in the air after jumping. I wasn't able to do that because, like I said, my Joy-Cons were messed up. But yeah, I was able to do relatively well. And then I was playing Ninjara, I think, when I was Spring Man. And then the second match, I played as Ribbon Girl against Master Mummy, and I got completely creamed because Master Mummy is a tank-ish character, and the guy I was playing against was using his giant fist. I don't remember what they're called. And then Master Mummy can also heal himself when he blocks. So what he would do is he would punch at me, and of course, like I said, I couldn't move, so I would try and get out of the way or counter the punch, but I'd usually end up getting hit by it. And then as the punch was recoiling, he would dodge and he would get his HP back. So yeah, he completely destroyed me in that match, and I didn't really have a chance to make it up. But I actually did have a lot of fun, and I could definitely see myself playing more of this in the future. My only major issue with it is, like I said before, the Joy-Cons are really expensive. They're about $80, I think, for a new set. And in order to play 2-player local play with ARMS, you need at least 4 Joy-Cons, because you play by having one in each hand. Now you can play the game without motion controls. You can use regular controls. So if you use regular controls, it'd be possible to do 2-player local play. But being somebody at the event and getting to try it out firsthand, I do think ARMS is going to be one of those games where you're actually going to want to use the motion controls. I think ARMS will be more fun with motion controls. I think not using motion controls might make the experience have less of an impact, so I am a little worried about that. Of course, I guess Nintendo's idea is that maybe if multiple people buy the Switch and you ask them if they want to have ARMS, they already have one, so they can just use the Joy-Cons from their Switch and bring it to your house and then use it on your Switch. So if the Switch does get popular enough, I could see that fixing the issue. But yeah, like I said before, it was extremely fun. The ARMS developers have confirmed that there are more characters on the way, so I am really excited to see some character reveals. I don't know if they're going to reveal characters before the game comes out. I would assume that they would, but I am excited to see more characters because I do like the style and the artwork for ARMS. I do like the characters quite a bit, and I can't see myself playing this in the future, so definite positive experience. Really did like ARMS. So after ARMS, I actually got the chance to play Disgaea 5 Complete Edition, which was really awesome because I've actually never played a game in the Disgaea series before. What's interesting is that I am a really huge SRPG fan. I really do like strategy RPGs. I play a lot of Fire Emblem. I've been playing Fire Emblem Heroes religiously as of late because I'm really glued into that app. But whenever I tell people that I like strategy RPGs, they always recommend two series to me. They always say, you need to play XCOM and you need to play Disgaea. And I have yet to get to either one, so I do think that the Switch might be my first chance to get into the series. I did a little digging, and from what I've heard online, you don't need that much backstory to play Disgaea 5, so I will probably use this as like an entry point and give it a shot. So the method that I played in for this game was the Joy-Con grip and the television. So I did play this game in TV mode with the Joy-Con grip, and I do have to say, I know a lot of people were worried about the grip because it is a not super standard style of controller. It's basically a grip and you slide the Joy-Cons into it and then it turns into a controller. And I know a lot of people were worried that it was going to be uncomfortable, but coming from somebody who used it, I think that it felt great. I actually really like the Joy-Con grip. It's probably going to be my controller of choice. Pro Controller is second, but I do think the Joy-Con grip was really good. Maybe that's just me because I do consider myself to have slightly larger hands than the regular person, so maybe that's why it was so comfy for me, but I did really like it. And then halfway through my demo, the guy working the station, he walked up and he was like, so, you know, are you a console gamer or a handheld gamer? And I was like, oh, if I had to pick, I prefer handheld gaming. He's like, oh, no problem. So he took the grip out of my hands, slid the Joy-Cons out of it, slipped them into the console, pulled it out, and handed the Switch to me, now in handheld mode. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I think the best part was the transition from TV mode to handheld mode was 100% seamless. It happened almost instantaneously. And when he handed me the Switch, it was in the exact same spot as I had been in TV mode. So I thought that was really awesome because it's working exactly the way that they advertised it. So, regarding the game itself, I really did like the sprite artwork and the style of the game, and I loved the animations. I got a chance to use some of the special attacks on the maps that I was playing, and the animations are really good. So as far as this goes, I do think that I'm going to have a really good time with this as a first time Disgaea game, and then also because it's a strategy RPG, it's my personal belief that those are much more fun when you can take them with you. I struggle to find time to sit down and play SRPGs if they're like on a console or on a PC, because then you have to sit yourself in one place to actually think out your strategies, and if you have to go somewhere then you end up having to quit the game. So Disgaea should actually remedy that, and I am very excited to play this when it comes out, because I guarantee you I'm going to be getting it. Alright, so after that I actually got the chance to play 1-2 Switch. Hey, you stop it, okay? You stop it. Hear me out, because I'm gonna explain. Okay? So yes, if you've been anticipating the release of the Nintendo Switch and you've been on the internet, you've likely seen the title 1-2 Switch tossed around quite a bit, usually in a negative light, and coming from someone who actually got hands-on time to play it, I'm gonna go ahead and throw my 2 cents in there. So first of all, one thing I want to say, I don't think the game is nearly as bad as people are making it out to be. I know a lot of people are like acting like if you pre-order this game or whatever, you're being sacrilegious, but it doesn't seem that bad. The game I actually got to play was table tennis, and the way that worked was, instead of looking at a screen or whatever, basically one person serves and hits the ball, and then you have to time it to hit the ball back by both listening for when the ball hits the table and just kind of keeping the timing in your head. So it kind of felt like a 2-player rhythm game because we were trying to hit the ball back and forth to the correct rhythm, and I actually had a lot of fun with it. And the best part was the HD rumble of the controller. They are not lying, they're not joking, it really does work, because I guarantee you, I used to play ping pong quite a bit over the summer. At a lot of summer camps I went to, they had ping pong tables, and the Joy-Con felt like a ping pong paddle hitting a ball. It actually felt like I was hitting a ping pong ball with a paddle. Like, that's how accurate the HD rumble was, and I thought that was pretty crazy. And I do think personally that 1-2 Switch would make a really fun party game, just because it's got that kind of casual, easy entrance vibe around it. Because there are some games, like even games as simple as Mario Kart, I know people where if you sit them down and try to get them to play Mario Kart at a party, they would just end up getting confused and not want to play anymore. Whereas 1-2 Switch, the games are really short, simple, and sweet, and they're really easy to sort of, you know, they explain the controls really well. You could get a casual person who's like never played a video game in their life before, and they could probably play a 1-2 Switch game and have fun doing it. However, I will say, it is not worth $50. There is nothing in my mind that would make me say that 1-2 Switch is worth $50. There is no way that I would pay $50 for 1-2 Switch, because that is definitely asking for too much. If you want my personal opinion, I think that $30 would be an appropriate cost for 1-2 Switch. I might actually get it if they knock the price down to $30. But for $50, I am going to have to sit this one out and wait, because I do think it is a fun game. I do think I would have fun playing it, and I do actually want to own it. I just don't want to be out of $50 in the process. I just don't think that's worth it. And if you're one of those people who have been hating on 1-2 Switch because you think it's too expensive, then I can totally understand that, because it is too expensive. I do not think it is worth $50. That is my final say in it, but I will say it is a fun game. I enjoyed it, and I actually got to have fun with other people, which is really awesome. So yeah, I liked 1-2 Switch, but I do not like its price. I'll just leave it at that. So the next game I got to play was also the last game I got to play, and it was, and I'm sure some of you have probably guessed already, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. There is no way I would have gone to this event and missed the chance to play Breath of the Wild early. And for those of you who want my opinions, Okay, just cut the music really quick. Let's get something straight right now. If you're buying the Switch and you're not planning on buying Zelda, because I'm just, speaking from, friend to friend, why would you buy the Switch and not buy Breath of the Wild? This is a legitimate question. Okay, but as far as the experience goes, the game looked amazing on the TV. I did like the graphics quite a bit. It starts off at the very beginning when you exit the, I don't know if it has a name, but it's the cave that Link wakes up in, and the graphics for that cutscene looked really good. I got to hear some of the voice acting because Zelda talks to Link at the beginning of the game, and I did like it. I'm not sure who it is who's voice acting Zelda in this game, but I do think she's doing Zelda justice. So I am excited to hear more of her lines, especially considering the fact that I think they said that some of the cutscenes will be fully voice acted. I'm not sure, but I believe they did say that. As far as weapons go, I got to try out the tree branch, the Bokoblin club, the woodcutter's axe, and the bow. And out of all those, the bow was actually my favorite. So I guess I'll go into the way weapons work a little bit. So the two weapons that kind of caught my eye were the bow and the woodcutter's axe. And the reason the woodcutter's axe did was, as you guys know, if you played a Zelda game, one of the 3D Zelda games, when you attack with Link and he's using his regular sword, he kind of just swings it, and he swings it really quickly so you can just kind of take out enemies. But the woodcutter's axe was very, like, Link actually takes advantage of physics, and he has to gain momentum by sort of swinging his body with the axe. But what's interesting about that is that means that the woodcutter's axe had basically startup lag every time you attacked with it, because Link would kind of heft the axe up, spin a little bit, and then swing it in front of him. So it was interesting that way because it knocked enemies pretty far back, and it also kind of left you vulnerable during that startup, as opposed to something like the tree branch or the swords where you could just swipe them really quickly to attack your enemy. And then the bow, I may be wrong about this, but every time you get a new item in Breath of the Wild, a notification pops up and it basically tells you what the item is and how it works. So when I picked up the bow and got a few arrows, a notification popped up and it was like, oh, this is a bow. If you fire arrows from a bow, every hit equates to a critical hit. And I was like, wait, are you serious? Because for those of you who don't know, in Breath of the Wild, if you have a weapon and you throw it at your enemy, if it makes contact with the enemy, the weapon is permanently destroyed, but it performs a critical hit that does 2 times as much damage as the weapon would normally do. So what the game was basically saying was that every time you hit an enemy with an arrow, it's a critical hit every time. Like I said, I think that's what it said. I might be wrong, but I thought that was really awesome, and I did start using the bow for the majority of the demo. Also, like with the last game, like with Disgaea, I was playing this in Joy-Con grip plus TV mode, and then halfway through the attendant said like they were required to show me like all the different ways to play the game. So he took the grip out of my hand, slid the Joy-Cons to the side, pulled it out, again, just like last time, the transition was 100% seamless, and then he handed it to me and I was playing Zelda in handheld mode. And I have to say, on the Switch's display screen, Zelda looked really nice. On the screen, it did look extremely good. The experience was great. I could definitely see myself going everywhere with this thing just so I could keep playing the game. And I did really have a good time with it. Like I said before, definite buy. You're getting the Switch. Why would you not get Zelda to go with the Switch? It's a launch title for Pete's sake. So yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to be getting and playing this game. It's been one of the most hyped games for a couple years now. So yes, I am very excited for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Very good experience with it at the Nintendo Switch event, and I just really liked it. I had a really good time with it. So while those were all the games that I got to play, there were also some other games there that I did not get the chance to play, and I guess I should go ahead and list those. So I didn't get a chance to play Snipper Clips because I actually missed the Snipper Clip section. I didn't see it, and by the time I saw it, the event was closing, so there wasn't enough time for me to go play it. So yeah, I didn't get to try Snipper Clips. I am interested in it because it looks like a really good puzzle game, but I did miss out on it. I did not get the chance to play Skylanders, but I don't really care. I don't like Skylanders. I didn't get the chance to play Has-Been Heroes, which I admit looked really interesting, so I am a little bit upset about that. Maybe they'll, fingers crossed for an eShop demo. I would like to try it out. I'm kind of upset that I missed out on that, but yeah, I didn't get to try Has-Been Heroes. I missed out on Super Bomberman R, which makes me really upset, because I've been hearing a lot of positive things from other content creators, from people on other websites, and so I am actually slightly interested in Super Bomberman R, and I missed the chance to play it, which is kind of upsetting. Did not play Just Dance 2017, but I mean, that's okay. I've played some of the previous Just Dance games. Not the biggest fan, but I mean, I know there's a market for that. I know there are people who like it, so that's cool, I guess. But yeah, that covers all the games that I got to play and all the games that I also did not get to play. So, oh shoot, wait, I almost forgot. I also think they had Fast Remix set up there, which is that indie racing game that is very similar to the F-Zero series, and I did not get to play Fast Remix. I have seen footage of it though. I think they recently confirmed that they managed to get 1080p 60 FPS 4-player split screen in that game, and I watched some footage of the game in single player, and that genuinely impressed me that they were able to maintain split screen 60 FPS, because there are a lot of modern games nowadays that can't do that. So I am slightly upset that I didn't get to try out Fast Remix, but I mean, that's okay, I guess. So this pretty much covers my entire trip to the Nintendo Switch event in Washington, D.C. and all the things I got to experience while I was there. So overall, I had a really great time, and I was already excited about the Switch, but getting to actually touch and play the hardware itself has gotten me even more excited, because I've actually gotten to see firsthand how it works now. And literally the entire time I was there, I was going through my head all the different ways I could use it. I was just like, oh, you know, I could connect the dock to my monitor instead of to a television, and then I could play games with my monitor in my room, and then I can take it portable when I go out with my friends. Like, I was just kind of going over stuff in my head, just like thinking of all the different ways I could use this. So I do think I'm going to be getting a Switch. Now, I didn't actually get a pre-order before this. I was on the fence about it, but I decided not to pre-order, so I do not believe I will be getting one at launch, but I definitely think I might be getting one later on. I kind of have two game plans. One of them is the Mario Kart plan, and one of them is the Splatoon plan. I'm not kidding, that's actually what I call them. So the Mario Kart plan basically is when Mario Kart 8 releases, I will try and find a Switch, and then I will buy the Switch with a copy of Breath of the Wild and Mario Kart 8 on that date. And then the Splatoon plan is that I will wait until Splatoon 2 releases, and then when it does, I will buy the Switch with a copy of Splatoon 2 and Breath of the Wild on that date. So I am kind of waiting for one of those games to release, and then maybe I'll jump for a Switch. But yeah, I actually didn't pre-order it, so even if I wanted one, pre-orders were sold out everywhere, so I couldn't get one. And I do want one. I am definitely going to buy one before the end of this year, I can guarantee that. But yeah, I had a great time with the Switch. It was a phenomenal event. Like I said before, the staff were amazing. I had a great time meeting them. I met some really cool people at the different stations. I played games with some really nice, kind people. So if any of you are seeing this video, thank you so much. You made the event a lot more fun for me. And then I guess I also want to give a shout out to my mom, actually, because my sister usually does the camera work for all the videos that I shoot live, but she had a special theater event she had to attend, and so my mom decided to step in and do the camera work instead. So I actually wouldn't have gotten any of the footage if she didn't come and help me out, so big thank you to her. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and leave a comment. I would love to answer questions you have about the Switch. Maybe you want to know, like, how do you slide the Joy-Cons out? Maybe you want to ask if they actually plays the click sound. That's the question a lot of people actually ask. Maybe you want more details on how good the games look. If you have any questions whatsoever, just leave them in the comments and I might try and get back to them. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the video, and I guess I'll go ahead and end it off here. If you guys are new, my name is Storm1208 and this is Randomosity Gaming, and on this channel I make videos related to Nintendo, Sonic the Hedgehog, and a bunch of other games that I'm interested in. If you liked what you saw, check out some of our other videos and maybe even subscribe, because that would help us out quite a bit and we do appreciate it. Alright guys, well thank you so much for watching and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.